Hey, how's it going? I just wanted to I just watched a video the other day. Oh, by the way, welcome to Morning Coffee and Marketing. And for those of you saying, but it's not morning, it's morning somewhere, even if it's not morning here right now. But I wanted to and coffee, of course, because coffee. So anyway, I wanted to tell you about a video I saw. It was Grant Cardone actually went and did a video on did a podcast on Jordan Belfort's podcast called The Wolf's Den, and I watched it. It's been there a while. Y'all may have seen it already, but I just saw it the other day, and I got to tell you, when it comes to selling and sales and training salespeople, Jordan just ate Grant's lunch. I mean, he just destroyed Grant. And I think that's important for several reasons. One, because Grant is very clear that he doesn't love marketing. But also, hey, what's up, Ben? Hey, Marcelino. Anyway, the other reason, one of the things, I'll cut to the chase. One of the things they were talking about is who you're trying to sell to. And Jordan says, well, you're trying to sell fish and you knock on somebody's door and they say, I'm not interested in fish. Well, he's a non-buyer. And Grant said, no, he's not a non-buyer. He has a level of interest. His level of interest is 0. And he's not a non-buyer. He's going to buy something. He might buy insurance, or he might buy a car, or he might buy a house, but he's going to buy something. Well, I mean, that's just fucking stupid. You deploy your assets, whether it's time or money, or focusing on people who are going to most likely buy your stuff. So, for example, when I was in the animal remediation business, I used to go in and clean out houses. For those of you who don't know already, I used to go in and clean out houses from Steve. Yes, Steve, for sure. Steve writes, if you don't love marketing, you're doomed to having to do sales. But anyway, so when I was in the business of cleaning out, doing animal remediations, what we quickly found was that 95% of our clients, maybe 98% of our clients, had a woman in the home. The household had a woman in the home. About 60% of our clients had young children in the home, and we never really got very specific on young, so it was more anecdotal, which is, probably not great, but it was good enough for what we were doing at the time. But say 10 or 12 years old or younger, so that we found out that we figured out very quickly about 6 out of 10 people that we worked for had children that were 10 or 12 or younger in the home. And easily 95 or 98% of them had a woman in the home. So it would have been stupid for us to deploy resources towards single guys, towards guys who had a house with no children and no wife. That would have or no girlfriend living there. That would have just been asinine. And, he's a buyer. He's going to buy insurance. I don't care. I'm interested in animal remediation. That's what I'm selling. Now, my point, when we got into the roofing business, we figured out that our prospect were retirees who were well-off retirees, the mass affluent, as they say. So that's where we focused our resources. We didn't focus our resources on people with small houses who couldn't afford to pay the price that we wanted to pay, that we wanted to charge for our roofs. Doesn't make them bad people. They might be very nice people, and most of them were very nice people. A lot of them worked for me when I had a roofing company. They worked for me, a lot of those people. But it just makes them people I didn't want to deploy resources to try and sell to. So that's my point today, is that the thing with Cardone and Belfort, look, Jordan by far is the better sales trainer. If nothing else, he just in that little bit. Where Grant was going on about selling fish to somebody who doesn't want to sell fish, and Jordan's looking at him like, what the fuck's wrong with you? He just showed that he was by and large, miles ahead of Grant Cardone when it comes to sales. That said, that one little snippet of the interview, it's important to extract a lesson and put it to work in your business, and that is that you have to know who you're selling to, and then you deploy your resources to contact those people. Whether your resources are time or salespeople or marketing dollars or whatever your resources are, you deploy them to contact, you deploy them to create a message specifically for the market who's going to buy from you, and then deploy resources to get those people to buy from you. That is the way that you create a successful business. The really cool thing and is that we can deploy those resources far easier than ever before from a psychographic point of view. And that makes a ton of difference, because now you're not restricted to just going after, especially if you're in a subculture business, you're not restricted to just going after people of a certain age or certain gender or certain affluence level. Now you can go after people who are interested in what you are selling, and you can filter them. Instead of filtering by age or gender or racial background or et cetera, you can filter people by their interests, and that is very exciting. But that will have to go for another day, because we are getting to the end of this video. So remember to target your clients. Know who your clients, your prospects are. Know who your best prospects are. By the way, you can have 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 different groups for them. You just have several. Just have several different messaging. You just have several different funnels, several different messaging platforms for each one of them. 90% of what you say will probably be the same. 10% will be customized to the audience, assuming that the audience is large enough to justify that work. Sometimes good enough is good enough. Anyway, so hope that's helpful. And if you have any questions, let me know. Cheers.